Damn, Carver's got some power, hitting Hutch with a classic 300 spot, parting the seats like Moses. Hutch landed into the seat. This was some much needed rest, but even the seat wanted to just toss hands, breaking, sending him to the floor. We begin the scene with the main character Hutch, who's on the bus heading home after failing to get his daughter a bracelet. Now before we head any further, where do they live? The city of art? Because niggas were treating that bus like a piece of paper. And how the hell are the lines so smooth? Back to the squad, we see a Hummer. A Hummer? People still driving Hummers? The last time I saw one, I'm pretty sure it was on Bob Wall's MTV house tour. The Hummer crashed into Apollo's cinder blocks, and the bus driver stopped. I would have looked at her like, what the hell are you doing? You are not a first responder. Keep driving. The victims of the main character emerged. The car barely hurt. Hummers get down like that? Shit. Wait, I just looked it up. Hummers are still in business. Clearly intoxicated, they begun being what drunk people are to sober people. Annoying as hell. The bus driver is still sitting there like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you their Uber or something? Drive. Hutch is over there mentally begging that the driver open the door because he's itching to crash out. And she did for some reason. For what reason? I can't even tell you, because you know they're not paying the fee. They tipping back a big ass bottle while driving. They have no regards for rules. She had the audacity to say no drinking on the bus. Lady, they just crashed the car and abandoned it. There are criminals that apparently hate niggas that read, like that one father of Boondocks.
Mills, I want to be a doctor when I grow up.
Nigga, did I just catch you on the beach?
Then had the audacity to step on it with some beat up ass leather Converses. But never mind, it went up to his braids. I seen that he got something going on at home, so I won't joke about his shoes. The big guy got up like he had it in him, like he's ready to knuckle up. But he looked at Hutch and was like, shit, I'm good. I don't really like that book anyway, and skedaddled. And of course, this typical scene, one lone girl being harassed by criminals. But then this man shot back a longing look at Hutch. I don't know what his freaky ass was on. I don't want to find out. Hutch was just wearing his I'm glad I can flash out somehow, and he stood and walked past him, thinking about how he's about to save this girl. That's nice of him, but I'm pretty sure 40% of him just want to crash out. Hutch took the phone from the useless bus driver and escorted her off the bus and shut the door behind him so he could begin his performance. He pulled his gun from his waistband and dropped the bullets out in front of them so they could see it before he threatened them. They started laughing, and Javante Davis was the first to step up, tossing a beautiful punch, rocking Hutch. I tossed my hand up. I'm like, you can't make a show like that and back for some action just to get your shit stumbled off one hit. But don't worry, he returned the favor, knocking the dude back on the seats. But Leatherhead snuck him. He crept up preparing for action. He must have knew this guy was trash. It was like Teddy Long appeared and announced a tag team match because it was working in perfect tandem. Old Converse gave a punch, and Leatherhead intercepted with his own hit, bouncing his head off the bus. That unity is impressive. But Leatherhead got too happy, tossing a wide ass punch, messing up the balance of their teamwork. Hutch ducked underneath the punch, pushing into O's shoes, knocking him to the seat, then feeding him a punch that rebooted his system. He's busy now upgrading the Windows 11. Leatherhead had the perfect position to make a decisive play, but he punched me in the back of the head, doing more damage to his own hand than Hutch. If I was the leader of the group, you have to pack your bags. Don't come back by my house. Don't call my phone. You're done. Hutch showed Leatherhead what efficiency was with an elbow to the face. Fake Dean Winchester attempted to deliver a beer bottle to Hutch's head, but he didn't like the flavor and returned it to sender, but the wrong person got it. Then he smacked the bottle into Fake Dean's head. That man really turned into a bobblehead before he took a nap. Hutch then grabbed another one, pushing him further into the back, pinning his head over the seat. Converse woke back up after being updated and charged at Hutch, but he was put down with the Bobby Hill special. Hutch then lifted the dude back up and introduced him to the pole. In the back, Teddy pulled out a knife and braved the battlefield, thinking that his knife was his Excalibur. He ran down the stairs, stabbing Hutch in the ass or the back. I can't really tell. But Teddy, the one who stabbed him, looked more sharp than the one that was stabbed. And it showed because he just stood there until Hutch punched him in the face, expelling his soul from his body. The girl just sat there watching with her mouth wide open. You can tag in anytime you want. Teddy started something because another one came with a knife, but Hutch weaved it, then caught the second attack using the pole between them to break the dude's arm. Converse snuck a punch on Hutch, nearly knocking his soul out, but he got horny thinking he could bang for real and casted on another punch, but was denied as Hutch pivoted his attack, tossing him into the bus. Oh, look who woke back up. At least he remembered he was in a fight. He grabbed Hutch, pushing him back, but Hutch stopped him, grabbing him in the headlock. Another one ran up because he wanted to be embraced as well, so Hutch obliged, grabbing him in the headlock as well. Damn, Converse got some power, hitting Hutch with a classic 300 spot, parting the seats like Moses. Hutch landed into the seat. This was some much needed rest, but even the seat wanted to just toss hands, breaking, sending him to the floor. The girl just watched in disbelief as everybody was on the floor, bloodied and tired. That's how you know they were squabbling. This nigga Hutch on the floor thinking about round 2, moving his watch from his wrist to his fist, making some makeshift brass knuckles, all while he had inches resting inside of him. That's crazy. Hutch pulled a knife from his side as one of the guys watched him. Then they both pushed themselves up for round 2, but I could tell by looking at him, he doesn't want anymore. He quickly intercepted Hutch's hand, stopping the knife, but Hutch is a squabble genius, so he directed the tip of the blade into the arm closer to the tip, stabbing him. Then he started hammer fisting the hell out of him. I'm this close to changing his name to Handy Mandy, because that was a beautiful hammer fist. Found out another rust only to have his leg filleted. At least he was able to overpower Hutch, tossing him into the seat. but that was more of a disservice to himself as Hutch kicked the knife through his leg. Even after seeing his friend leg get kebabbed, another one joined, but ended up getting himself pinned against the bus window. Then Hutch started wrapping a stop wire around his neck, requesting to stop every time he slammed his back against the glass. All of the thugs stood, pulling Hutch off of him, but a simple shrug sent him all flying. Literally, he moved his arms and it was all sent to the floor. They must be tired. Then he rushed back to his victim against the window, but the man perfectly timed the R2 button and reversed Hutch out the bus window. Back in the bus, they were all groaning in agony. They were going over their injuries. A broken nose, missing teeth, had this man looking like Chris Benoit. Hutch is outside getting back up from his well-deserved nap. 1v5 him? You're gonna need to recharge your battery. But round 3 waits for no man. Hutch burst through the door like the Undertaker. You can almost smell the fear oozing off of them, especially that man Teddy. That man hit the skates to the back of the bus. He dropped to his knees, picking up a knife, cutting the seatbelt of the driver's seat, commanding the girl to run in his best Christian Bale Batman's voice he could muster. She tossed her bed and started flexing, giving him a gentle thank you before she hit that door. With his seatbelt wrapped around his hand, it was time for round 3. Converse pulled out his knife. You're telling me this entire time of fighting, he was saving his knife for a special moment? He was first to charge with his knife in front. Hutch simply, and when I say simply, I mean simply, grabbed his hand with the knife in it and started to give him the slasher film treatment. Another came over. Hutch parried his arm, then stabbed him in the leg, pulling it out, giving Converse a why so serious slash across his face. Then Hutch buried the blade back into another dude's leg to finish off his combo. I don't know why they don't just sit this one out, because after seeing him now committing attempted murder with this knife, they still want to fight. Play dead. Leather Jacket came and tried to sneak stab him, but Hutch grabbed his hand with the knife and made him stab himself. First a headlock, then a why you hitting yourself. When he made him stab himself, he's really bullying him. Hutch then crumbled Converse with a headbutt, falling to the floor himself, but he seen a perfectly good weapon, a purse. How could he stay down there? He scooped it up and hit one of them with it, wrapping the strap around his neck. Then he begun to choke him. I wonder if this is the same dude he tried to choke with the bus wire. I can't remember. Finally, someone smart, I guess. Instead of trying to attack him, Teddy walked past him to pick up the gun on the floor, attempted to load it. Too bad Hutch peeped. He just walked over, ripped the pole from the seat, and made his way towards the gun, smacking the weapon from Teddy's hands as it discharges. You have to be ashamed of yourself. That's like missing a game-winning shot while you're wide open. You're trash. There's no way you're this trash. Hutch treated him like a baseball and started batting him until he crushed his throat. But then he realized his crash shot went a little too far, and then he saved his life because he was choking. Nearly killing somebody, then saving their life is wild.